this is a test for our live stream coming up in 7 minutes. Marco, can you say something, please?
Hello, this is test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2.
Can you say that again?
Test 1, 2, 3.
Can you say that again?
Test 1, 2, 3.
Okay, this is still a test. Let me just adjust some settings.
I hear my voice in the background very.
And again.
Test 1, 2, 3.
And again.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Okay, and keep on talking, still testing.
And again, and again, and again.
And keep on talking, still testing.
Marco, je hebt zo'n stem voor van die vertellende verhalen in te spreken. Zo. Van die verhalen dat zo verteld
Storytelling.
Can you speak again? No. Okay. So we're still testing, Let's see. We're still testing. Can you say something again?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Test. Test.
All right, perfect. I'm gonna put the countdown timer back on. We're starting in 4 minutes.
Hoeveel mensen zijn er?
It's not switching. we are live, I think, but you can't see me yet. So just give me 1 second to. Yes, now you can see me. Hi, so great to be here. Today I have some very special guests and I'm trying to get them into the screen, so give me a second to do that. But basically, we have Jan, Marco, Jacques, Laura, and I'm not forgetting anyone, am I? No, that's all. They're here to share their experience of the Singing Insiders, but especially share their experience of what it's like to work together, and most importantly, share their experience behind of their whole singing journey, because it's so inspiring to see where they are today, where they started off, and the transformation that they've been going through. Now I'm seeing a black screen here, so that's not good. Let me try and get that fixed. Oh, it was working earlier. I'm so sorry. Just give me 1 second. So this is me, and this should be them. Why is this happening? I'm so sorry that this is taking longer than it should. Zoom meeting. I can see you now. I think we're here. Okay, great. So let's just test to be sure. Jan, can you maybe tell us how long you've been singing? How long was your singing journey? Where did you start?
I started, I think, when I was about 5 or 6 years old, in a choir in the Catholic Church
Where did you start?
nearby us. Uh, and then later on, I had two older brothers who had a small band. They both played guitar and they also sang. So that's when I first had my experience on stage for a crowd. I think I was about 13 or 14 years old. And I played also the banjo at that time. So I didn't sing, I just played the banjo. And then later on, started DJing mostly. So singing got a little bit on the background. And I did that, I think, for almost 20 years. But then at that time, I lost my job due to being sick for a very long time, for a very long period. I was at home, but I didn't have to stay in bed. And some friends of mine, they asked me if I was interested in going to a karaoke in Antwerp to have a little bit of fun, and I thought, well, why not? And once inside there, it didn't took that long to get after, behind the mic and tried something myself, and surprisingly, I did. So I started that to do more and more often, and now later on also there was in Belgium where I lived the opportunity to have some experience on free podiums, they called it, in pubs. So I started doing that, first solo, but later on also as a lead vocal in a rock cover group. But sadly, our solo guitarist, he died in a car crash, and we had very good musicians, and nobody wants to be inactive for quite a long period, so they all got some others offs where they can start playing again. So that was the end of the group, and then also at that moment I met Roen. We got together, we started living together, and so singing and DJing, I stopped with it. But that relationship came to an end, and then we got Corona lockdown. So we had to stay at home, nothing to do or not much to do. And then I thought, well, why not start singing again? But in the past, my biggest problem when I was singing was my head voice. I never heard of a mixed voice. And so I thought, well, why not look on the internet if there aren't any courses that you can follow to train your head voice? And so I googled, and one of the first results I got was Maggie's Melody. So that was the start of my journey with you, Maggie.
Yeah.
It's now almost 2 years ago that I first encountered you. And for me, it was like a candy shop where I got into. You taught me so many things to use my voice. Not only the head voice, but very soon I also discovered the mixed voice, which opened surely a lot more opportunities to sing numbers. Yeah, my dog needs some attention too. uh, and so for me, it was like discovering myself again,
Mm.
not only as a singer but also as a person. Before I started working with you, I was very closed, very on myself. Not that I didn't talk to people, but I didn't let them for getting to know me. It was like they were. I could talk about anything, but really becoming friends with me was very tough. And so not only my singing evolved, but also me as a person. I flourished again, and that's besides singing, that's one of my biggest wins that I have working with you.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Jan. So just to, if anyone at any point, anyone that is looking has a question about anything for any of our speakers here today, don't hesitate to put it in the chat and then I'll read it out for you guys. So I have two chats here open if you're on Facebook, and then if you are on the website, I have the chat here as well. So whenever you have a question, just leave it in the comments, and then we'll get that answered. So thank you so much for sharing, this is really really beautiful. I'd love to hear from anyone who wants to take me before we started working together. I'm really curious to hear your story about how was your voice, first of all? How were you as a singer? And did you have any doubts or fears that you have overcome right now, for example? Who wants to take me to that before picture together? Laura, did you? I'm not seeing it clearly, but Laura, tell me.
Yes. Um, yes, it's going to sound very cliche, but when I was younger, no, I'm still young, I'm 27 years old, I'm not that old, but I was always looking at the voice of Vlaanderen, of the Flemish region here in Belgium, and I was thinking, I also want to learn to sing, but I don't think I can do that. And I was like, oh my god, they can sing so well, they can sing so high, they can sing with a lot of emotion. And yes, now I'm singing for about 2 years, and I'm not a perfect singer. No, I don't believe that nobody is a perfect singer, but I've grown so much in these 2 years that I already performed one time on stage, and I can't believe that I already did that. And if you have told me that 2 years ago, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you that I was singing and that I was able to sing high notes, sing low notes. And I'm very surprised that I'm already here after 2 years. And with Maggie, also with Jack, Jan, and Marco, who also has been supporting me, and the other members on the Singing Insiders who already joined.
That's so beautiful. And I remember that performance. It was beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Laura. Marco or Jacques, can you take me to your before? How was it before we started working together, and how was your voice? Who wants to take the mic? Okay, let's start with Marco, and then we'll go to you, Jacques.
Um, well, let me say, I I play music for some years, saxophone, and um, like Jan said, during COVID, there was nothing to do, and I saw some music programs, and I saw the singers, and I heard about things like head voice, chest voice, and I had really no idea. I I was absolutely a no one on that particular area, and so I came by Maggie, and yeah, I found out it's possible to sing, and like Jan, he said, we're working for almost 2 years together right now, and yeah, when I see the personal growth that I have not only as a singing person but also um, in my personal development, yeah, that's really great, and I must say, in 1.5 year, my voice has formed. I know there are some things to improve. I'm working on it. But yeah, it is possible, and that's what I want to share here. And yeah, people who like to sing, as I can only say, just do it. And it's so nice, and yeah, and also stand on at a stage with Laura, Jack, and Jan, and it was such a great event, and I think with a big smile about it. I never thought before, when you said 2 years ago, standing at a stage, yeah, it was with my saxophone in a harmony, but not solo at a stage, and yeah, that's really great. It's a really great feeling, and thank you. I found you, Maggie, on the internet,
Oh,
and during the pandemic, I had something to do, and yeah, you see now where I am.
that's beautiful. And I wanna dive into something that you said, because that is something that a lot of singers, when they first start singing, it's all about their voice, right? But you were talking about personal development as well, and what singing meant for you as a person. And I heard that as well in Laura's and Jan's story also. So I'm curious to hear, what was for you the biggest difference in your personal development that singing brought to you?
Um, well, like I said just a few moments earlier, standing at the stage. Yes, I give for my profession presentations also at a stage, but it's not singing. And that's something, yeah, that gives me a real, I would say, yeah, a personal growth, and I see it. I feel more confident. I remember the first time I recorded a song, and I listen to it now. It's really awful. Yes, I know, but I don't care right now, and I think, okay, I'm learning, and that's a growth I've achieved, and yeah, and I'm not always saying it, but yeah, I can be proud of that, and not only as the singing techniques, but also all the elements around as a singer, the podium presence, standing at a stage, microphone techniques. There are so many things that you learned us, um, and that's really amazing. It's a total package that you get. It's not only the singing, but also the mindset that you have at a stage. That's so important. And well, if you have that, yeah, it opens opportunities for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's not only as a singer, but also in your personal life. And yeah, I feel it. I become another person.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Marco. How is it for you, Jack? What does singing bring you?
Yeah, what can I still say now after the three others? That becomes a little bit difficult. But still, I mean, I sang for the first time when I married myself. I then sang for my wife. That was in the old days when it was still how do you call it, a cassette recorder, and then there were some recordings where the voice was washed away, and you could buy those things, and then I sang two songs for my wife at my own wedding. But then 25 years it was very silent uh, until my son bought an interactive speaker at his 18th birthday, and he wanted also a microphone to sing the song of the football club with his friends. And a couple of days later, yeah, I thought, okay, let me look into that interactive speaker, and let me look on the internet if there is karaoke. And at the end, that led to that I sang approximately 3 times a week, 1.5 hours for myself, trying all kind of songs that were in the karaoke on the internet. And with a lot of beers, I even dared to perform, for example, for a group of people on a barbecue or whatever. And I did that a couple of times. And indeed, I mean, the stable line is, of course, again, Corona and COVID, when it stopped partially, especially the performing. And then, yeah, looking into the internet, I also found you, and I think from the beginning, yeah, I joined the several initiatives that you had in terms of all kind of different manners and different groups. I did some courses, and yeah, from the beginning, I mean, it is not only, especially to say that it's not only your enthusiasm, but it's also the high level of expertise, of course, that strike me. And then I started to, yeah, it is a matter of awareness, aware of your singing, but awareness of having to know that you have a voice, a chest voice, the importance of breathing in a correct manner. And I mean, all those things then fell together, and that meant a lot for me, because yeah, 2 years further, I think I have made some very good steps, and I have to say, and that's maybe also for the listeners, it's always a little bit of conflict with time. When do you find the time to perform, to exercise, to go over all the tremendous materials that you have on the internet that we can make use of? So it will always remain a conflict of time, but it is a matter of making time for it, and trying to develop yourself, as the other three also already clearly indicated. And sometimes, of course, that does not work in taking the time, but don't give up. I mean, there is another day, there is another week where probably you have less other things to do, and where you can find the time, dig in, and then it is what you get from it is really valuable, and that is yeah, that is more or less the message that I want to give here.
Oh, thank you, Jack. This is so inspiring, especially the timepiece, because that is a huge hurdle for a lot of singers because they say, oh, I love to sing, but I don't have the time to practice. So I'm wondering how, well, anyone who wants to take this one, how do you go about practicing consistently? And if you don't have the time, like, how do you make time in your busy lives for singing? That's the question. Who wants to take that one? Oh, difficult question. Jan and then Marco.
For me, it's not so hard to do because, like I told before, I don't work anymore due of being sick for 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 the rest of my life. I think. So I have plenty of spare time, But even then, I each day I have a period in which I say that time is reserved for practicing for music. I then my phone goes out. Even even I lock the door, shut down the bell, so no nobody can disturb me. I'm sorry, but it's really reserved only for singing because I enjoy it so much. It's as simple as that.
Beautiful.
I need it every day, just like I need to eat, sleep, drink.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard for me to say this time is reserved for singing.
I love that because it goes back to the conversation of making priorities and what is a priority in your life. Marco, how do you handle that?
Well, I recognize the issue Jacques said. It's very difficult to find time beside work, playing saxophone, singing, and that kind of thing. But I practice every day, and I have some reserved time. Um, and sometimes I think, okay, well, let's just do a quick warming up, one song, and that's enough. But when I look at the watch and I say 20, 30, maybe 40 minutes later, I'm still going on. So yeah, time is an issue, but also it's so fun, and I make time for it, and that's something, yeah, that I really want to express. Uh, yeah, I make the time for it, and yeah, and I enjoy it. So that's a thing, and if you do that, okay, you can practice almost every day, and yeah, that's what I really um, see when I hear of my voice. Yeah, when you train it regularly, it goes better and better and better, and that's the most important thing to say.
And that's beautiful because I want to dive into what you said about training your voice. And basically, we're talking about muscle memory, right? Getting those vocal techniques into your system, into your body, so that when you're performing in front of other people or when you're on stage, you don't have to think about those vocal techniques anymore. And that's really why we have, well, why I have made the vocal workouts, so that you can practice one specific vocal technique and get that into your muscle memory. So I'm curious to hear, did you guys use those vocal workouts? Were they helpful at all? What is your experience there? Because I know that for some singers that also might be a thing or a tool to practice singing when in the car or when cleaning or when cooking, and that helps with the time issue. So what was your experience with the vocal workouts?
Should I continue or?
Yeah, up to you. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, yeah, the vocal workouts helped me very well to perform my voice. Um, I do it in the car, at home, under the shower, for example. That's no problem, and I really love it. And yeah, now sometimes I just start with a warming up with a song, not only the vocal workouts itself, but yeah, it really helps me to yeah to grow as a singer. That's really important for me, the vocal workouts, and I do them, yeah, almost every day.
Oh,
Not all, but then the twang, and then the bite, cry, the breathing sometimes.
yeah.
You know, I just recovered from a cold, and yeah, then the breathing again. It's so crucial, and yeah, that's it really helps me. And I never thought when you think of vocal work out of breathing, but there is so much information in that, and it really helps you to recover from it, and that's really really helpful.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Laura, I was seeing you do this the whole time. Do you have something to add to
Yeah,
this?
I want to add the classic is a lip trill. The
Yeah.
When I don't do that before singing, I have a lot of pain on my throat. So that's very important for me to always do that before singing. And I just wanted to add that from to Marco because he mentioned a lot of things already.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Laura. I saw that in the meantime, some people are joining us on the live stream. Hello, hello. If you have any questions for these beautiful singers here, drop them in the chat because we're here to support you. So, my next question was around taking that step to invest in yourself. I remember that I've been there. I invested 8,000 euros in my own coach. This is a smaller investment. The Singing Insider is 49 euros a month or 490 a year. But that feeling is still the same. That feeling of, should I do it? Should I not do it? And so I just want to hear from your side, now that you are on the other side and you have seen all the results and you have seen what this whole program can mean to you. Did you have that fear before signing up? That's the first question. And now looking back, was it worth it? That's the second question. Who wants to take that one? Jan?
First of all, I have to say, due to my medical condition, I have a very small income. So every euro I spend must be one well spent. And I've been honest about my financial situation right from the start where I met you.
Mm-hmm.
I also know that you give a lot of opportunities to people to arrange some things on that. Like for example, the Singing Insiders, you give the opportunity to pay each month a fee, or you can choose to pay for a year at once. But you know, in life, life is more than collecting money. At least for me, it is. There are things I want to do, needs I want to fill, and singing for me is very important. So yes, I had to skip some other things, but each euro I spend on my singing activities is a euro well spent, because like Jack and Laura and Marco already said, it not helped me to become a better singer. It also made me a better and a richer person, and that's not only for me, but that's also for the people in my friends and so on. So it's much more bigger than that, and I think spending that money is the best investment in my life. So
Wow.
don't let that stop you, please.
Also, don't make any financial like scary decision. I remember that like some people, I remember with when it was the energy crisis a few months ago, if you cannot pay your bills, then don't spend your money on a singing program. But there's a difference between not having the money and being scared to spend the money. And I think that's a very good distinction to make. Yeah. Anyone else wanting to add to this topic? Laura?
Yes, I wanted to share on the money or just starting from my experience.
Well, start from your experience. I'd love to hear.
Okay. In the beginning, I was like afraid that when I came into the community, like okay, they have the other people who already a long time in have maybe more experience than me, and I was a little bit afraid, maybe like, oh my god, they're gonna look down on me because maybe because they look they have more experience, but it wasn't at all. The Singing Insiders community is a very warm community, and you always get very supportive and constructive feedback. So you don't have to be afraid to sing a note that isn't correct because it happens. Um, you're not gonna improve your singing by not singing, by only listening. You have to do it, you have to share it. And by sharing with the others, also with the other members on the Singer Insiders community, you're gonna improve because they're all gonna give you your constructive feedback. Um, and yeah, it's a very safe community where you can share your singing and your doubts because everyone has doubts and you don't have to be afraid to share it. But once you enter it, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna notice it.
Oh, I'm so happy that you're talking about the community. That was one thing that I wanted to. Beautiful, beautiful. The what I feel, but maybe it's just my feeling. The most heartwarming part of the Singing Insiders is not per se the course with all of the knowledge in there, but it's really you guys, like the core people that we connect with. And as you said, that feedback is so important because if you don't know if you're doing it right, then how do you expect to become a better singer? And I love what you said about you're not going to improve your singing by not singing and sharing. Very true. So that brings me to my next question then. You guys are a part of the Singing Insiders since the start. For you, in your opinion, what is the most valuable thing in this program? So we have the masterclass, we have the open mic sessions, we have the core curriculum, we have the feedback, we have the coaches, we have the community. What for you is the thing that makes you stay in there and makes you love this environment? Marco.
Yeah, I would also what Laura said. It's a safe community. That's really important because I said earlier. Well, I just recently started 1.5 year, 2 years ago with singing, and I was really afraid by posting my first recording. That what kind of reactions would you get, and it was so warm and supportive, and that's for me the most important thing. Supportive. The group supports you in your growing, and also you get the chance to sing on the open mics. I never thought singing for a virtual public. It's a little bit strange, but yeah, we did it all, and the support you get and the feedback, that's so great to learn from. And yeah, that's a great experience, and that's one of the reasons I joined this community, and yeah, for a long time already.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been one of our core members since the start. All of you. All of you. Yeah, it's crazy when I look at you all individually. Anyone else want to add something to this? Jacques?
Yeah, and it's of course it's the total package. It's all the material that you have, and the open mix sessions, the master sessions, the master classes. They are crucially important, but especially also the acceptance of the group amongst each others. And of course, everyone has some fear at the moment that you need to perform for an audience or a group. I think maybe even the professionals have that. But I mean, the partnership in the group, the help and the support that we give each other, yeah, that's great. And that in combination with all the materials that we get from you, Maggie, your expertise, yeah, that makes the total picture over complete. And I mean that's I would say that's more than worth the money, to keep to take in the money aspect. But I think it's the full package of the materials, your personality, and the group amongst each others. I think that's more or less a recap of the whole steps.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. Jana, I saw you do this as well earlier.
Yeah, for me, it's threefold. First of all, there is the material, which is very how do you say it? Good. You find so many things in it. I think that some of the videos I've seen already 2 or 3 times, and still I'm discovering new things in it. So that's one thing. Then it's also the for me the way you work. Uh, you you don't focus only on the technical aspects of singing good, but it's a complete picture. It's and it's true what you say. To be, to be a good singer doesn't mean that you have the just the technical things, but it also means that as a person you must be feeling good to be able to express is that to the listener. So that is also very important. And then uh, the people you see right here now, for me, they have become friends. It's like if you don't hear for a while, if you don't see him for a while, it's like, oh shit, is everything all right with him or her? I will send a message to inform how things are going. So that is, I think, also one of the key aspects of the way you work, Maggie. It's beautiful.
You're getting me all teary. I love that because that friendship. I mean, for me, it's so beautiful how it all comes together and just makes me really happy. So thank you for sharing that, Jan. Um, I've lost what I was going to say. Yes, I had another question come up because our mother tongue is not English, right? For most of us here. For some of the people in the group, it might be, but I know that is also something holding people back. The not being in English. No, obviously everything is in English, so you do need to understand English. But how was your experience making that transition from Dutch to English? Because I know you all did that, and was that hard? Is that in any way diminishing the experiencing? Like how is that for you? Who wants to take that one? Laura.
Um, well, me personally, my English is quite good, but it does feel a little different because I'm not able to speak my mother language, like you said it. But also has a positive side because, like you said, now by talking in English, we have the possibility to connect with people, more people over the whole world, what makes the experience even greater. So even though I have to sacrifice it, not speaking in my own language, I get to connect with more people with another language, and I get more experiences and other people's their experiences in place. And that's for me is something good on it. It's something beautiful. And so I want to sacrifice that.
Sacrifice one thing for another thing.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Great. So, if there's someone watching and this person loves to sing, they want to continue to learn to sing, but they have all those fears that we have all felt at some point. What is one piece of advice you would like to share with that person right now? And I would like to hear from everyone. So I think if it's okay for you, we can just go around the circle. Well, no, I'm gonna let you think. Who wants to start with his piece of advice? Jacques.
Yeah, to avoid that there's nothing to say anymore because everyone said it already, I'll go first. But my advice is very simple. Go for it and just do it, and no more, no less. and experiencing it and coming to a conclusion on how it goes, that's for later. But I would say just just start and take the step.
Yeah, start. Because oftentimes we put things off, right? We want to do it, but then we say, let's do it next year or the year after that, and then life gets in the way. Yeah, thank you, Jacques. Who's next? Jan.
I always live my life thinking that when it become older, uh, I don't want to look back at my life thinking, uh, what if? Um, Everything I thought in, in the past that could make my life better, I did it. It's simple as that. It's if you have doubts, just think what you will be thinking maybe when you're 60, 70, 80 years old, looking back at your life. Would you miss out on some? And if you said yes, then just go through it. Jump. Do it. Don't hesitate.
Beautiful. You should be a motivational speaker, Jan. Beautiful. Laura, Marco, what are your pieces of advice for the listeners?
Okay, I have to think about it a little bit. But the first thing that comes into mind is that that you just have, like Jan said, you just have to do it. Because if you are not going to sing, if you're not going to work on it, you're not going to get that confidence. And the thing is, okay, people have their opinions. People are gonna say it's not good. Everything is personal, but you just have to do it, because afterwards you get so much self-fulfillment and it makes you a better person. For me personally, singing made me a better person, and I always feel like a ray of sunshine every time I'm singing, and I am happy.
That is so beautiful.
Like my grandmother always says to me, yes, if I hear you singing, I know you're happy.
I love that. So by singing, it makes you more happy, which makes you a better person for your environment. Yes. That's exactly why I do what I do. I love that. Thank you, Laura. Marco, do you have some advice for the people watching?
Yeah, Laura gave me a very good one. Don't worry, be happy. It's absolutely a thing. Just go for it. We all, I think, I speak for everyone here, we all had the fear of joining this community. What will I expect? What will I learn? But when I look back at it, I think I should have done it years before. I don't know if there was an opportunity of that, but yeah, don't wait. It's like Jan said, when you look back for at the end of your life and you think, should I have done this or that? Just do it, and maybe if you hesitate for 1 month and see how it goes, but I think after that you will love it. Absolutely.
Oh, Jan, you have something to add to that?
You maybe you should put out a warning. This is addictive.
Attention. This could be very addictive. Beautiful. This is a great conversation, and I want to thank all of you to have taken the time to be here today. We are going to wrap things up unless someone has a question for us. Let me check all the chats just to be sure. So far, I don't see anything coming in. Is there anything else, some last words that you guys want to add? Laura.
Yes, I wanted to add a small thing that is that I think of. So in the Sing Insiders community, the coaches encourages you to share a win each week. And yes, I have a very busy schedule, and sometimes I don't always have the time to sing for an hour a day or something like that. And I always have to think in that busy time. I always have to think very hard. What did I achieve this week, or what win did I achieve? And sometimes I take small things, or I think of small things, like for example, I managed to sing a very high note in a song. It's not a big thing, but it's a small thing, and it's the small things that helps you to get to the even greater things or the bigger things. And it's the small things that, like for example, made me perform on stage, like practicing each month and taking vocal sessions with Maggie. And that's very important, even though you can't achieve like those big things in a very long time. The small wins are also important, and that's what the Singing Insiders community reminds me of by sharing a win or thinking of a win each week.
I love that you share that, because that win post, I know some of you guys are really annoyed by it because you see it every week and then you think, oh, I don't have a win. But I do it on purpose, because being aware of those small things, like you described, Laura, that is being aware of your progress. And when you're aware that you're moving forward, even the win could be even I woke up today, or I came out of bed today. That could be the win. It doesn't have to be singing related. It could be life related. As we said, singing and life are really close to each other. And just the fact that you take the time every week to think about that and realize, oh, I did make a little step forward. That is our intention behind it. So I'm really happy that that comes through in your experience. Thank you. Jacques.
Yeah, maybe for if there are ladies listening into the call, just for their confidence, this is not a representative group that we have here with three guys having not a lot of hair and one very nice young lady. So this is not a representative group of all the people together. The mixture is totally different in the Singing Insiders.
Thank you for saying that, because it is true that it might be something that holds some ladies back. But I think yeah, there's less men, more women, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, but you guys are always there, like on all the calls, all the open mic sessions, and then if the women don't show up, well, then the men are in the meerderheid. I don't know how you say that. Beautiful. Anything else? Any last words that you guys wanna share? Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up. Great. Well, thank you so much. To all four of you and all the other members of the Singing Insiders. I get to love my job and do what I love to do. So thank you so much. And also thank you for sharing your experience from that authentic place. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure that everything that you have said, all four of you, at least has inspired one person. And that was the aim today. So that's the win of today. Thank you so much. I'm going to switch off the live stream. Please don't leave yet, because I do want to say a few words. But thank you also for the people that were watching with us today. If you have any more questions about the Singing Insiders or about their singing adventure, some of these people that you see here on the screen are also in our Facebook group. Don't hesitate to reach out. Jan, you have something to add?
Yeah, just popped up in my mind. If people get questions after this, or if they didn't have time to see this live stream, they can also talk to me in person on the Facebook community. I don't mind if they send me a message to answer some questions. So don't hesitate if you feel doing that.
That is so nice of you. Thank you for saying that. So you guys know where to reach out. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Tomorrow is the deadline, by the way. So if you want to sign up, if this conversation has inspired you to become our newest member of the Singing Insiders, you can find the link. I think it's above the video or maybe on the sides or below, but the link is somewhere here. And yeah, if you have any questions, just reach out. Thank you. Bye.